Ahoy, hoy, my friends, and welcome to Disney News and Review, where we go over your Disney news in review. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, to the lower portion of the screen, Mr. Chip Confer. Chip, how you doing today?
Good. Hurricanes won last night.
It's always a positive.
Yeah.
Sorry about those Penguins, though.
Stinks. I like that hat you're wearing.
Thank you. This is my Diz Life podcast hat. I do not know whom sent it to me, but let's introduce the man from Diz Life podcast, the man who will be in Disneyland on Wednesday. Apparently, he's just a smidge excited. Ladies and gentlemen, Diz Life podcast himself, Mr. Marc Valentine.
And the guy who forgets his hat, I didn't get the memo.
Yeah, I sent it out.
On Wednesdays, we wear pink. On Wednesdays, we wear Diz Life hats. But not really.
We were Thursday, supporting you. I was like, you know what? Marc will come on with it. It is Thursday? Okay. On Thursdays, we do not wear pink. We wear Diz Life hats. So let's get right into this. We got a lot of news this week. It's a lot of exciting stuff coming up. Some really good news coming out of Disney World and Disneyland. Marc, start us off real quick over at Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, so the Bippity Boppity Boutique will be reopening later this year over at Disney World and Disneyland. The parks have
Hey, Marc, speaking of Disneyland.
Yeah.
Are you going to Disneyland soon?
So I'm going to Disneyland this week. If you haven't heard.
I might have heard something about that.
If I haven't talked about it in the last 5 minutes, I am going to Disneyland. It's going to be amazing.
We will have you on Disney Parks and Review next week on the podcast. I'm sorry, the following week when you get home to give us a full trip report, correct?
I would love to do that.
Just threw you on. I literally just threw you into that. It's live, so now you have to do it.
Yeah,
so,
that's it.
All right, Marc. Anyway, Harmony Barbershop, Bippity Boppity Boutique.
Yeah, so it was announced that the Harmony Barbershop is going to be reopening this summer over in the Magic Kingdom. A lot of people have been wondering when this popular attraction of Bippity Boppity Boutique would be opening, and today we were offered a clue. Disney shared that the Bippity Boppity Boutique is going to be reopening at both, again, Disneyland, which I'm going to, and Walt Disney World later on this year. A lot of people know Bippity Boppity Boutique allows children to become elegant princesses, and the boys get to become shining knights with a royal transformation. There's a ton of packages that they can choose from. To guests who are participating, they need to be aged 3 to 12. But Bella has done this before. It is an absolutely magical experience, and the littles are going to be so excited to complete that transformation to their favorite Disney princess once again later this summer.
Hey, Greg, do you think you would go into Harmony Barbershop and get a haircut?
I will. Why not? Let's do it. I mean, it's all for the content, isn't it? And to be quite honest, I don't remember my first haircut. So now I can remember my first Disney haircut. Why not? Let's do it. Yeah. So here's the thing. Look, Disney is lately everything that they're doing is later this year, or it's coming soon, so we don't have a definitive date, but they're normally right on when they say it's coming later this year. So we're excited for Harmony Barbershop. We're excited for Bippity Boppity Boutique, especially for the little kids. Chip, did your daughters ever do it?
I think so.
Good. Great. We've now established that Marc's going to Disneyland and you are a bad father. No, I'm kidding. You're an amazing father. I'm absolutely
I remember
kidding.
being in there. I don't remember if they got a haircut or maybe we looked in there.
So going on over at Epcot, the virtual queue has been announced finally. We kind of had a theory that it was going to happen, but it looks like 7 a.m., and then they're going to have a second virtual queue dropping at 1 p.m. So if you've missed it once, you will get a second chance to. Along those lines, if you are if you're staying at a resort and you have extended evening hours at Epcot that night, there is now a third chance to get a virtual queue. At 6 p.m. for extended hours, you can have a chance to do virtual queue on that. Again, that's only for guests that are staying at one of the resorts that you can do extended hours for. I think this is okay. I mean, 3 chances during the day if you're staying at the resort. Virtual queue, some of us love, some of us hate. I think if you, Marc, I know you're opinionated on virtual queue. Do you have anything to say about this?
With the third option, I'm going to let you know, I do think that that's a really great concession for people that are, again, only staying at the resort, because those are the people that if you miss out, you would be disappointed. So that third option, it's a small group of people that are only staying at resorts and at Epcot. It does give you a higher percentage of riding it. And to that end, it really does. I think that's a great carrot for people to say, you have 7, you have 1, you have 6. So it increases your chances to ride this ride. Because if you're flying, let's face it, if you're flying in from cross country for the sake of doing this ride, you want to have that reward. Locals love virtual queue because you have literally every single day you can enter that digital lottery. For people that are having that one-off trip, it can be a disappointment if you don't get it. Disney.
Yeah, we've talked about this a few times. Yep. Where being local down here, I also understand how to read an atomic clock, when to go on the virtual queue, when to refresh it, how to get on there at 7 and 1 second and get the queue. So locally, you know exactly. But people who are coming from out of town don't remember exactly how to do it. So I'm following you on this.
Well, but kudos to Disney for recognizing that and realizing that a third window is going to provide a lot more for the guests that are staying there, that are coming just to ride this, and they're flying in just to ride this. I feel like Disney is learning. I mean, listen, they're going to learn what works and what doesn't. The fact that they've added this third slot is showing they've learned from Rise of the Resistance. They've learned from Remy's. They know the demand that this ride is going to be high. So they're making some concessions, and it looks like they're improving the experience for their on-site guests. And to that end, congratulations, Disney. Thank you for doing this. It's really good, but it's also it's going to be getting not just that virtual queue, but also it's going to be a paid lightning lane experience too. So guests are going to have multiple chances and multiple opportunities to just ride Guardians of the Galaxy. And to that end, cool, Disney's learning.
Right. So does this tie into the next story then? So Remy is coming off Genie Plus. And can you give us a little detail? Because the reason I ask this is, are we getting Remy off this because they're going to be using it for Guardians so much over the summer? So if you can give us a little detail.
Yeah. So with Guardians of the Galaxy now taking up that virtual queue space and moving over to the paid for lightning lane, Epcot. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Was that like Remy and Emile all at one time?
It was. Remy's Ratatouille Adventure is going to move over to the Genie Plus service. So for those people who know, there's a difference between the two. The Genie Plus service, which is $15 per guest per day, allows you to book these experiences ahead of time and to experience these rides on a pay for line skipping system. Then there is the paid for, or the upcharge, the lightning lane, the individual lightning lane purchase. And now that is going to be used for Guardians of the Galaxy. So Remy will be getting a slight bit of a downgrade, or it's going to be available to more people. I think that this was just natural, and a lot of people knew that this was going to happen. When they went from the 2 paid lightning lane down to 1, everybody speculated that it was going to be Guardians and not Remy that was going to stay in that pay for spot.
Let me ask you guys something.
Yeah, go ahead.
What's your success rate as far as getting in the virtual queues?
It's
you get it like, every. Don't get Mark started on this. Mark is still a little bitter about Rise.
So the funny thing was, it was kind of like pitching a no-hitter, in that the minute that I started talking about my success rate plummeted. That I used to have really great success. 2 phones, have the atomic clock up. I'm almost always got anywhere from the 20s to the 50s religiously. And then the minute that I was on that wave of riding that success wave, and I started to talk to people about it and say, man, I always get it. Then I started not getting it. And it was like, I should have just shut my mouth and continued with the superstitions of like, don't step on the third or the first base line. Don't talk to anyone in between innings, because I screwed up my perfect record.
So with my record is 0. Holly's results are 100%. We've gotten every single time we've ever won. And it goes back to Rise, when that you had to be in the park, and at 7 a.m. they would drop it, but only if you were in the park. So we've been lucky every single time. Remy, no issue with anything. It's just you have to know how to use it. Chip, I'm going to throw a question at you. We debated the other day on another podcast the pricing for Lightning Lane on Cosmic Rewind. You've been doing this for so many years, you would probably have a better idea. Do you think that Cosmic Rewind is going to be the most expensive Lightning Lane, or is it going to cost more than the $15 that is the max price?
Yeah, it's probably going to be the most expensive. I mean, why wouldn't they make it the most expensive? It's the newest attraction there.
Yeah. So are they going to raise the price over 15 for it?
They should.
No. Yeah, I don't see them doing that. Well,
I
mean, I could
agree
be
with
wrong,
you.
but
Right.
I think they should. I think they should make it $20. I mean, I know they're not probably listening to this, and I hope
Mark just alienated every person listening. So those are the opinions of Mark Valentine from Disneyland Podcast. If you want his hot takes on things,
it's Moneybags Mark Valentine.
Okay, but
Mark is also going to Disneyland on Wednesday. In case you haven't heard,
it's worth. And here's the only thing I'm going to say: it's worth that extra $5. It really is worth that extra $5. We've talked about this now on numerous podcasts. It is the greatest ride that I have ever done. It's better than Rise of the Resistance. It's better than anything I've done at Universal. So as far as price point goes, like I would gladly pay $15 to do Rise of the Resistance. To me, this is better than that. So I could justify it. Not to say that Disney is going to do that, but I wouldn't think twice about it if they said it's 20. I'm just saying.
No, I'm with you. I understand. Like you're paying for what you think it's worth, and it's worth every penny that you're going to spend on that. Meanwhile, over at Animal Kingdom, on to less hot topics, there's new murals over at Disney's Animal Kingdom featuring Bippity and Moana. And this is all part of May is considered Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And they have so many different, they're celebrating with these vibrant and diverse cultures in an even bigger way this month through music, art, and a variety of enchanting experiences. One of them happens to be the mural over there, and is part of World of Voices. I was over there personally and got to see this. That mural really does stand out. It's really beautiful. It's just another wall. Come down to Disney World, hashtag metal wall. One of the cool things is standing in front of these walls and getting your picture taken. Look, why did Purple Wall get so big? Why did Bubblegum Wall get so big? Like, these walls are iconic, and this is a beautiful wall. So if you come down here, grab a picture with it. And if you're riding Guardians, hashtag metal wall.
I feel like they could have made this bigger. Like, they kind of made it like a piece of framed artwork, but they could have done like the whole thing. The whole wall could have been Tafiti.
100% agree with you. Here's the other issue. It's off to the side and behind something. So you have to go to where the stage is on Discovery Island by Discovery Island, the marketplace there. The stage is over there. It's kind of where Kevin will come out and characters will come out, and it's in the back a little bit. So you have to seek this one out. I think they could have done a better job putting it more out in the open and making it bigger. But I don't want to take away the importance of what it's for at the same time. So great, but yeah. Mark, over at Disney Springs, they have something new that you can, what is it? Disney Springs Art Walk is going on?
Yeah, a new art walk is going to launch this month over at Disney.
This munch? Is somebody
I really want to go to Disney Springs and eat now. Thank you.
Someone cannot talk today. Apologies.
Somebody's got Disneyland on his mind.
Hey,
did you know Mark's going to Disneyland?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Hey, did I tell you guys I'm going to Disneyland?
Didn't know.
Yeah, so Disney Springs is not only a great place to shop and eat, it is a great place to discover something new. So this month you can experience a brand new art walk there in the town center. It's going to feature local artists as well as global artists, giving you a chance to get up close and personal with a range of styles and talents. So it's going to showcase murals of vibrant color, feeling, and culture. Each artist featured is going to bring a unique voice and an ability to convey distinct sentiments in their work. Cool stuff, man.
Speaking of eating, there is also a whole bunch of new snacks and treats going on at Disney Springs, around Walt Disney World, since Mark is munching over here. Let's talk about some of these new snacks. Chip, we had Allison was over at Disney Springs yesterday and got to try the new, let me pull this up, the new Mickey and Friends Bubble Waffle Sundaes. I do believe it is on Instagram right now. Man, did they look good.
Great. It's kind of funny that they shifted those from Aristocrapes over to Marketplace Snacks.
So have they only sold the bubble waffles down here?
Yeah.
See, I did not know that. So that is news to me on that.
They're Mickey shaped now instead of being just a bubble.
Everything tastes better when it's Mickey shaped.
Yeah.
Everything tastes better. So they also have some new stuff going on at Town Square Restaurant. They actually redid the whole menu recently, but you can try Tony's garlic bread or Toy Box tomato salad, tomato, shrimp scampi, butcher steak, penne with chicken al forno. They just redid the whole menu. There's some over at Sunshine Seasonings at Epcot. They have new eats and treats and pizza rolls.
Yes.
Oh, they look so good. Salt and Straw. Have you guys done Salt and Straw yet?
I have not yet. I haven't gotten over to Disney Springs in the last 2 trips.
They do this new thing over there where like you are treated like a king at an ice cream parlor. They have a personal person who walks over with a nice spoon for you and that you can have as many samples as you want. Oh man, it is. I'm telling you, when you get down here, Salt and Straw is the place to go. So a lot of new snacks coming up. And I'm moving on to our next article here, and I lost
Wait a second. Mark, did you know that they have a Disney Springs at Disneyland? It's called Downtown Disney.
I've heard that, but it's going to be exciting to see because I'm going to Disneyland this week.
That's what I heard.
I would love to know if they have any new snacks and treats at Disneyland, Mark. I wonder if you could give us a trip report when you get back on Disney Parks and Review.
We could definitely do that.
Okay. Because I just need to hear about Disneyland. Mark, the CFO says expect to see Encanto in the theme park soon.
Yeah, I mean,
can we get excited?
Oh, we can. And while we may not talk about Bruno, we do, as the CFO, say we will talk about Encanto. The CFO has basically said what we've now been listen, we've been dancing around this issue that Lin-Manuel Miranda has done everything but go on record to say that he would like to see Encanto come to the parks before even a sequel is penned. While at the Moffett-Nathanson 9th Annual Media and Communications Summit, Disney CFO Christine McCarthy told those that were in attendance they can expect to see Encanto in Disney theme parks soon. Something that's not yet really in the parks, but I think you will see soon is something like Encanto, McCarthy said. It's really just wonderful. And the music, that elements of that could be incorporated into a park experience. So all signs continue to point to Encanto.
That's great. It's just the movie that just keeps on giving and just feels like it's getting bigger and bigger all the time. Chip, are you guys singing We Don't Talk About Bruno all the time?
Hey, did you hear Mark's going to Disneyland?
Yeah, Figment. Do you want to come?
Figment, I heard you had a friend over there. Elliot, is that your friend?
No, he's gone.
Have you seen that popcorn bucket? I need that in my life. Have they restocked it yet? Because I know it was sold out.
It is sold out still. You may get lucky because, when Figment came back, it was like 3 weeks after it sold out. So you could be in that right time zone when it gets out there. I have an Elliot in my house. I had a wonderful friend, the Churro Fund, Miriam. She sent one over to me, and I thank her so much. Meanwhile, in more parks and entertainment, Mark, it's rubbing off on me now. I can't talk. Disney's Lightyear is going to be coming to Disneyland and Disney World. You're going to get a small snippet like they just did with Eternals recently. Lightyear is going to have a sneak peek, and it'll be at the Walt Disney Presents attraction here at Hollywood Studios. It'll also be in Disneyland Paris and on Disney Cruise Lines. I just heard Chris Evans' voice the other day doing Buzz Lightyear. And man, is it good. Like, I'm really looking forward to this movie. I'm a huge Toy Story fan. So do we have a video? Let's go.
Hi, Disney Parks fans. I'm Chris Evans, and I voice Buzz in Disney and Pixar's newest film, Lightyear.
Buzz Lightyear mission log.
Who are you talking to?
No one.
You were narrating again.
I was not. Coming soon, you can see a special sneak peek of the film at Disney Parks.
We're being pursued by just a massive robot.
Get ready to launch into an adventure that's truly out of this world.
Buzz Lightyear!
To infinity and beyond. And don't forget to catch Lightyear in theaters June 17th. I did.
Oops, there we go.
Yes, please. Are you guys excited for Lightyear?
After seeing him wield the lightsaber, absolutely.
Chip, is this one you're going to go take the kids to?
Yeah, we'll go
And your
see it.
kids are, I say kids, man. Your kids are older than, they're not little kids. So
Amelia wants to see it, and then Zoe will tag along.
there you go.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a hit this year for them, and I can't wait to see it. Pixar has been kind of relegated to just Disney Plus releases recently. So seeing them back in the big screen, I think, is really important for the company and for us as fans of Pixar. Speaking of food, Mark, since we're still on that one, Grand Floridian, what's going on over there?
Yeah, one of my favorite eateries.
That was the worst segue I've ever done in my life, by the way.
No, the ones yesterday were pretty bad.
Oh, they were horrible. So, all right, Mark, how about
At least
that
you're not
food?
talking about your dead grandma.
It was my dead dad. Come on, man. Oh, I'm so sad now. Why did you bring? Did I ever tell you about my Nana, Aunt Janine, Chip? She was crazy.
Chip was-
Anyway.
No more.
Chip, you could say, Chip, you could say he was really killing it with that podcast yesterday.
Anyway, so death makes me hungry. Apparently, what's going on at Grand Floridian?
Yeah, Disney is going to be expanding the menu over at the Grand Floridian Cafe. Well, Disney World's Grand Floridian Cafe, which is a fan favorite dining spot, yours included in that group of people, is having its menu expanded. The updated menu is bringing back favorite items from years past, as well as new offerings that are just simply a must try. The signature meal period blunch. The Reuben is back, and it's accompanied by a coleslaw and steak fries. You can also enjoy one of their classics, chicken and waffles with hand-breaded chicken breast and a malted waffle with a sriracha honey drizzle. I don't know what could be better than that. Dinner time rolls around. The cafe meatloaf is a house-made turkey meatloaf with smashed red bliss potatoes, broccolini, and a mushroom gravy, while the shrimp and grits feature jumbo shrimp with chorizo and fennel, perfectly paired with a deliciously creamy mascarpone cheese grits. And of course, the caramelized onion soup gratin, which is the traditional French onion soup, makes a comeback for both brunch and dinner.
Do we have to keep calling it blunch?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. The word just sounds, I don't know, wrong.
Have you ever eaten there?
I love eating there. I eat there probably once a month. I'm really looking forward to lunch. No, their French onion soup previously had been one of the best on the parks. I know that's a generic kind of soup to have, but everybody likes it. The Reuben years ago, back in 2019, I had that 2 or 3 times and thought it was excellent. So I'm looking forward to that. Do you have a favorite over there, Chip?
I like, it's not on the menu, but if you ask them, they'll do the Eggs Benedict sampler. They have 3 different kinds of Eggs Benedict. There's a lobster one, there's regular one, and I forget what the third one is. The third one is not on the menu, but if you ask them for the sampler, they'll make it for you.
There's a trick.
I've given all of the tongue ties to you.
Thank you so much. There's a good tip and trick for you if you're going over there for lunch. Lunch. It's all in how you say it, man. Marcus makes it sound fun.
We say leper in our house.
Second breakfast. Lunch supper.
11 C's? Does he know about the 11 C's?
11 C's?
Second breakfast?
Speaking of the Hobbits, I'm going to go see all 4 Hobbits this week.
Oh, yeah.
Tomorrow, actually,
Yeah.
over at MegaCon. Yeah, I can't wait. We'll talk more about that in a minute. There is another sneak peek of Mickey Mouse, the main attraction. This time it is for the Enchanted Tiki Room. Each set that they've come out with so far has been really well done. We've seen Space Mountain. We've seen Pirates of the Caribbean. Due in the parks probably any day now is going to be, I literally had a fly go by my face and knocked everything down. Sorry. The Mad Hatter Tea Party one should be out in the parks any day now, so I can't wait to see that. And now we have a sneak peek of the Tiki Room collection. You can see Mickey in his tiki shirt. The The Loungefly looks awesome. The ears are good and have the Walt Disney World 50th logo on the back, just like every other one. It comes with a pin and a key. So the whole collection, I think, looks phenomenal. The bag looks great. I love that wooden lattice design on the ears and where Mickey's buttons would be. So I'm looking forward to this one. I'm a big Tiki Room fan. So, yeah, those look excellent. I can't wait to see those. Mickey even has the hat that matches that straw hat design or that Tiki wood bamboo cross.
I'd wear that hat. Not the ears, but I'd wear the hat.
I do like the print a lot better than the pop print that they have right now, which is still in parks. I just think the coloring of it is so much nicer. But you hit the nail right on the head. The wood that's on the ears and like the front of the bag itself, it's just a really nice accent. I'm a sucker for Tiki Room merch too. So
What is that on his head? Is that just flowers on there, or is that Jose? Because it looks like
Jose.
Is it Jose? So that to me adds to it. So that's something I would personally get, especially living down in Florida. Like you can wear that all year and just blend in with everybody.
Yeah.
Awesome. There it is. I love it. I love seeing it. Jose's on it. That gives me a connection straight to the Enchanted Tiki Room. I will take it any day of the week. This collection's been really nice so far. I see it. A lot of people just buying it. The minute it comes out, it sells out, and then they restock it. The hard part to find on all of this is the keys. So if you guys are out there and find the keys, those are the big collectible out of this whole set, and they're dropping it once a month. So and it matches Minnie from last year.
Hey, Mark. Did you know the original Tiki Room is in Disneyland?
It is. I'm gonna go and check that out next week. It's gonna be amazing. Did I tell you?
I heard you were going. I heard you were going.
You're
Craig,
going where?
Did you?
No.
Yeah,
you didn't hear that? He's going to Disneyland.
True story. And all joking aside, though, I think I may cry going into the original Tiki Room.
Do you know the trick for that? There's a trick. So go out and get a Dole Whip before you go into the Tiki Room, and then make sure you get the tagine, the key lime or the lime chili sprinkle for it. Go in and you can watch the tiki birds and eat your Dole Whip. It's right there.
Now that's cool that they allow you to do that, because at Disney World they don't want you having any food in there.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Unless they change that. I've been in there before.
I'm more interested in the tahini shaking stuff that you could put on top. Like you can do it yourself. You don't need them to do it.
Yeah, they give you a little packet. It's really good on the Dole
Mark. Speaking of tahini, Mark and I shared a pineapple tahini over at Epcot, and I was blown away by how good it was. Like I had my doubts, and I walked away going, "This is one of my new favorite snacks." I've had it like 2 or 3 times since.
Yeah.
then.
Did you guys share it Lady and the Tramp style?
I was just gonna say it got really awkward for both Holly and Linda at the fact that we shared it Lady and the Tramp style, which they were aghast. I was like,
no.
like,
Mark and I were like, no judgment, bro.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, we're gonna cut it." I'm like, "What is this cutting? Put it in your mouth."
He held one end, I held the other, and we went straight down the middle.
Yeah, and Linda and Holly were singing, "This is the night, such a beautiful night, and they call it Bella Notte," which was great. Linda, I didn't know she had that kind of operatic voice, but she knew.
Not only that, it was she was deep, like she was almost baritone with singing that. I felt Holly lit a candle for us.
She had the mandolin. Holly had the mandolin.
Where's Mousespiration Mike when you need him? I need him to do an edit and just add that to him. Oh man. So speaking of upcoming stays at Disneyland and Disney World, there is a new booking window that is open for 2023 at Disney World Resorts. Mark, can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so the booking window for 2023, both Disney World Resort hotel stays and Disneyland, that will be opening, and the vacation packages will be opening that window on June 8th. So guests who've been waiting to book those 2023 Disney World vacations have less than a month to wait before they can start to book both the hotel and the vacation packages. Early theme park entry benefit for Disney World Resort hotel guests will continue for visits throughout all of 2023, giving resort guests the first chance to enjoy select attractions at theme parks. So, of course, you can get that jump. And starting on June 8th, you can start to book that dream vacation for 2023.
Included with that is a change to Disney Plus. I'm sorry, to Genie Plus.
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand. So if you wouldn't mind adding that into this one, Mark.
Yeah. So Genie Plus, there's been a huge change to that.
Did you say huge?
Huge change to that. So
where's the H in that?
That's my Mark, your Northeast is showing. Prior to this, you used to be able to book Genie Plus for the duration of your stay using either your travel agent or going right through Disney. But now Genie Plus is going to be a day of purchase. So the morning of, you're going to have to go into My Disney Experience and purchase it on a per day basis. That is a gigantic or huge change to the way that you will purchase Genie Plus. We're going to see if that has any impact on the system itself or if there's any kind of technical glitches. But as of right now, you have to purchase Genie Plus the day of, and you got to log into My Disney Experience that morning. You cannot book it ahead of time anymore. And that is a big change to the way that you were able to pre-purchase.
I don't think it's going to affect people so much. I think people are going to adapt to this one. And I normally don't go negative, but I'm going to go a little sideways here. What it really affects is the commission for travel agents.
It does.
Travel agents don't make money off of you booking it. They make money off of when your trip is complete, Disney pays out a commission to them. Obviously, they must get paid because they're doing a lot of the work. Travel agents help us out tremendously by making sure we get everything out of our stay that's possible. One of the things was they did get a commission off of booking Genie Plus in advance for us. So now they kind of lose out on this going day of. The travel agents now are cut out of that commission. So I think that is a small problem. Again, I don't think people who use it on a day-to-day basis will see any difference. I think it's going to be just as easy. They're going to budget for it anyway. But friends of ours who friends of ours who do travel agency or own travel agencies are going to see a cut in their commission. I think that's where I have a problem with this. Yeah, so there you go. I just wanted people to see kind of behind the scenes on how travel agents work and get paid.
But isn't the whole Disney Genie basically trying to weed out travel agents to begin with? They want you to do all the planning and everything yourself. I mean, that's what the whole point of this service was for, is kind of to put it in Disney hands and no longer travel agents.
Yeah, that it was supposed to be intuitive to kind of plan out and allocate your day based upon your personal preferences. So to that end, yeah, like this system is trying to put all of this into Disney's hands. We've only ever purchased Genie Plus the day of. With our Disneyland trip, which is coming up this week, we did pre-purchase
What? You're going to Disneyland?
Yeah, so we did pre-purchase it for this specific trip. I'll let you know how that works out versus what we normally do, which is just buy it the day of.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a big change for travel agents. I don't think people are going to really notice it. Other than that, we have Disney Cruise Line has updated their COVID testing requirements.
Wait, you missed one, Greg.
What did I miss?
Early theme park entry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mark. How about you take early theme park entry? Because I have no clue where we are now.
Jump right over it.
No problem. So early theme park entry for Disney World Resort Hotel guests is going to continue into 2023. So it looks like that early theme park entry is going to be sticking around for quite a while. We kind of expected this news after Bob Chapek said that the park reservation system and Genie Plus is here to stay last week. But the details are as such. We're excited to share early theme park entry benefit for Disney Resort Hotel guests will continue for visits throughout all of 2023, giving resort guests the first chance to enjoy select attractions at every theme park every day. And of course, valid admission and park reservation and the resort ID are required. But
Hey, Mark, can you read all the participating hotels for early park admission for me?
There's a few. Let me just say,
they're in alphabetical order there for
yeah,
you.
let me just say, so head to the amazing website for a comprehensive list of all of those resorts.
What
that have been
about the
provided.
rides? Tell me what rides are available.
Astro Orbiter. That's it.
You get one ride. That's
One
it. You
ride.
have all, and you have to wait into the long line for it. Mark is not falling for your shenanigans anymore, Chip. He has learned, and he has learned quickly. Plus, he's already on vacation. Apparently, he's going to Disneyland next Wednesday, in case you haven't heard. But what he's not doing is cruising, which you will be cruising very soon. And Disney Cruise Line has updated COVID testing requirements for all sailings. As a reminder that all Disney Cruise Line requires all vaccine eligible guests based on U.S. eligibility to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 as defined by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention at the time of sailing. This is for all guests ages 5 and up. Guests who are not vaccine eligible because of age must provide proof of negative COVID test results. The guest has to pay for it. Taken no more than 3 days prior to the sailing event. Guests who are not vaccinated because of age are also required to take a second COVID test paid for by Disney and administered by the Inspired Diagnosis at the terminal building beforehand. Fully vaccinated guests are departing U.S. and Canadian ports must provide proofs of a negative test result paid for by the guest, taken no more than 2 days before the sailing date. The test must include a rapid antigen, nucleotide, rapid PCR, blah, blah, blah. Y'all know all about this stuff.
Where do I get one of those at? I'm going to need one before we sail.
You can go to the Safe Passage website, and they will tell you exactly where to go to get all that.
No, I clicked on that. It didn't tell me anything.
I would imagine you could go to the CVS down the street, and they will do that. Or any, I think pretty much most places are doing it. So, I mean, look, they're just saying if they're following the law of the land, and yeah.
So the little home kit is not going to work.
No, most local labs will give you a PCR test, and then it usually takes anywhere from 2 to 3 days to get it back. They do have places that have that rapid, though. They have a rapid PCR. You just have to check with. I mean, the surefire way is call the local, call one of your local physicians, and they can point you in the right direction for a rapid PCR.
I'm doing
And that's all we have to say about that, because anything more, I'm going to get on my soapbox and tell everybody go get vaccinated. And
that's about all I have to say about that.
I don't want to say no more. Let's move over to entertainment news. The news where I get confused because there's too many names and too many people to remember. And this is why I have Mark around and Chip around, because they understand names, dates, and details. Let's start off with Star Wars news over in the entertainment section, Mark. What do we have going on over at Star Wars?
Yeah, so we're getting our first details from the Spider-Man No Way Home director, John Watts, a mysterious Disney Plus Star Wars series. We got these details out of the Vanity Fair exclusive article that just released this week. So the series is being codenamed Grammar Rodeo, currently in production. The show takes place during the post-Return of the Jedi reconstruction that follows the fall of the Empire, and basically living in that same sandbox and period as The Mandalorian. The plot remains a secret. It's created and executive produced by director John Watts with writer Chris Ford, who made Spider-Man Homecoming. He said he was going to take a break, but apparently that only goes so far because they threw Star Wars at him and he says, I'm in. So a casting notice went out. It's calling for 4 children around ages 11 to 12 years old. Inside of Lucasfilm, the show is being described as a galactic version of an ambling coming-of-age adventure film from the 80s. So think Goonies, Stand By Me, set in the Star Wars universe, and I am here for it.
I am here for it. I hope they are younglings. I hope Anakin does not come near them. I am really excited for this. Like, again, I've said many times, give me more Star Wars. This is the year of Star Wars. I know Marvel had a great last year. A lot of great shows came out, but I'm all in on Star Wars and everything Disney Plus is doing. Go ahead, Mark.
And I was going to say, if I have to make a prediction just from the age and the time period, My guesstimate of this would be that they are Force-sensitive younglings, probably on the run from the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors are being introduced in the Obi-Wan series, which is going to release next week. So now that Inquisitors are going to be part of the live-action canon, I would assume that they're going to be on the run from said Inquisitors after the fall of the Empire.
I don't know how you feel about it. Like when I saw Book of Boba Fett, I really enjoyed the show because
You mean
at the end of,
Mandalorian season 3, right?
yes, season 2.5.
Yeah,
2.5. I really enjoyed it because it kind of expanded the universe. It started tying in all the other shows and the universe as a whole. So now it kind of gives that Marvel feel to it, that it's not just broken up stories that you're seeing. It's intertwined stories. You can now go into many different directions. The Inquisitors coming up, obviously, on Obi-Wan, they are so prevalent in the books and in other media for Star Wars. So seeing them is really cool. There's a few other things like Night Sisters I would love to see. There's a few other things that I would love to see come out of this. But just knowing that there's a bigger world and everything's starting to tie in together, I think, to me, is what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, and Disney shared some of that in a related article. So Disney shared some of that vision for the timeline and for some of these upcoming projects in that same Vanity Fair exclusive. Lucasfilm kind of said, like, here is the full slate of live action shows that will be coming to Disney Plus streaming service. We, of course, know that we're getting Obi-Wan Kenobi, but they talked a little bit about Ahsoka. They talked about Andor. They talked about The Mandalorian and the Return of the Mandalorian, along with the Book of Boba Fett. There's a lot of Star Wars on the horizon. And
Acolyte.
Acolyte also got a lot of discussion. There is there's a lot of right now happening in the Star Wars universe, and it's all on the small screen, which I think Disney has found success on the small screen with Star Wars. Seeing the success that they had with The Mandalorian, the response that they had with that show, even the response, it might have displeased some people, but Book of Boba Fett had a really big response when they released that as well. And let's face it, we're all just counting the minutes and hours until Obi-Wan releases next week.
Yeah, these are huge for them, I think. I mean, Mandalorian,
Huge.
When it came out, it was just one of the biggest shows out there. I mean, you couldn't you can
not only that, but
Baby Yoda.
one of the other big things is, and Mark, you can attest this, Ahsoka is such a fan favorite. Yes. I think that series is going to, I think Ahsoka is the make or break for Star Wars on the small screen. I think there's so many people with so many high hopes on this that I think Ahsoka is the make or break.
Well, here's the thing, though, and we had this philosophical discussion on a podcast that I did called Bobby's Frickin' Podcast. Because of the small screen, Disney has essentially changed the model by which they're operating. They used to write Star Wars in trilogies. They weren't having the same commercial success that they had with Solo. Even Rogue One was a very muted response compared to what they had traditionally experienced with Star Wars. But now they can take swings because it's on the small screen. They don't need to make a 3-film investment in order to make content. And if something doesn't resonate on Disney Plus, you just move on. You can have a vignette, you can have a limited series. If it doesn't resonate, you're not on the hook for millions of dollars. You can change course and then go to a fan favorite like Ahsoka, or you can go to a Boba Fett, and you can produce a limited series without having to go on the hook for 3 films. And if you have a negative response at the box office, you don't have to worry about all of the overlay that goes into a theatrical release. You own the studio. It's your studio. You can release it at your whims, and you can milk it for just pure benefit. It's a subscription service. So it's different than working with theaters. It's pure profit.
Right. And then the other thing I like is you're getting 5 or 6 hours, like instead of getting 9 to 10 hours in theatrical, 9 hours on a theatrical release doing a trilogy, you're getting 5 to 6 hours. And if those 5 to 6 hours really work out for you, that it's amazing. And you're filming it almost all at the same time instead of having to break it up into different years.
Correct. And it's not even 5 hours. Most of these series have a 30-minute runtime for about 6 episodes. So it's a film. It's what you would get inside of a movie for one film, broken up over the course of weeks, that you're getting a subscription out of people, which is a lot more than buying one single ticket. And again, they're not splitting that revenue with theaters. They control, own, and operate 100% of the profit. It's just a smart business model for Disney. And we win too. The other thing is people say, oh, it's a win for Disney. Great. It's a win for us. We're getting content in perpetuity. We're getting more Star Wars now than we ever have. That Vanity Fair article was amazing. I really recommend that people go and check that out.
Yeah, and I will go back to, and I'm going to say what exactly you just said perfectly. We both, and Chip, I'm sure you remember, there was dry times in the 80s. After Return of the Jedi, there was nothing until 99.
Yeah.
Like, so we went almost 17, 16 years with nothing. So if you're going to keep giving me something like this every year, I'm in. No matter what it is, I will watch it. If I don't like it afterwards, I can go, I don't like it, but at least I got something. At least they gave me something and they put money into it and it was worthwhile seeing. So yeah, I think you're absolutely right. That article is very well written, very well done, and kind of, as a Star Wars fan, it gave me hope for the future. So
I've seen The Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett at least 5 times, like watched it all the way through on Disney Plus. I mean, I'm always watching it. It's a really good show and it's got a lot of watchability or rewatchability.
Now, I'm going to have to watch that on the flight out to California.
When are you going to California?
Because I'm going to be going to Disneyland. So that's a long flight.
Hey, Greg, you might want to tell Holly that Mark's going to Disneyland.
Oh, she knows. Believe me, she knows.
You got to yell at her and say, hey, Holly.
Yeah. The only thing I wish, speaking of Star Wars, I don't even know how to go back to it. Oh, I know how to go back to it. So in Disneyland, you're going to be at Gar Wars Galaxy Edge. Star Wars.
Gar Wars? Gar Wars.
It's Odorous Rungus from Guar is fighting people. You will be at Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The only thing I wish that they would incorporate more is how they do Marvel and having the characters out at Avengers Campus. I wish they would bring out these characters at Galaxy's Edge, just like they are doing for Marvel, is what I tried to say. I'm moving past this onto Marvel. Mark, Marvel has a new series coming out.
Yeah, is there an echo in here? Well, if you're a fan of
Is there an echo in here?
Yeah.
Is that in the article?
It should be. So production is underway in Atlanta on Marvel Studios Echo. It's a series that's going to be streaming exclusively on Disney Plus in 2023. If you were
Greg's dying.
I'm good.
He's good.
I muted the mic. Is there an echo in here?
If you were a fan of Alaqua Cox in Hawkeye,
don't say that too fast.
She is going to be starring as the unforgiving Maya Lopez, who made her MCU debut in 2021's Hawkeye as the deaf gang leader who is determined to make Ronan, aka Clint Barton, pay for his vengeful deeds. Really great stuff from Alaqua Cox in that series. Really nice representation in Hawkeye to showing that side of the community. They did a really great job with her character. So fans of Echo, fans of this character are really excited. We knew we were getting this spinoff, although Disney didn't really formally make that announcement. We kind of saw that this was coming. So MCU fans, again, are really excited for this future project. And it's going to be cool.
Mark. Look at the cursor.
Daredevil and Kingpin.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah. So last December, Marvel did surprise viewers by reintroducing 2 of the significant characters in the MCU, both Daredevil and Kingpin. We saw Matt Murdock return to the screens in Spider-Man No Way Home. And then, of course, Wilson Fisk appeared as the main villain in the Hawkeye Disney Plus series. So we're getting a lot of Hell's Kitchen in the future of the MCU.
I hope they're in the show. They haven't been confirmed yet, but I really hope they are.
What I love here, again, and I think Disney is very good about, and I think Marvel sets the bar, is inclusivity. Seeing a blind or deaf character on screen, I think, is really important to a lot of people who don't have that on a daily basis in this world. So to me, I don't want to make this show bigger than it is, but it's nice to see more inclusivity again from Marvel. They just keep doing it and doing that, and I respect them for it, and I'm thankful for it, because I live in a house that has all different types of people, and each one can see themselves reflected somewhere in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, it's really neat though how much of the Hawkeye series focused on hearing impairment, and it was a central part of a lot of the episodes, and showing the way that Alaqua Cox and that character, who again she's hearing impaired in real life, was able to overcome that disability to be a superhero. And it's just great for little boys and girls who are struggling with that to see themselves on the screen and to see themselves represented in a hero, and in a way that they own that disability, and it becomes an important part of who they are, and it becomes their superpower. So I love that too, man. Just echoing that sentiment.
Yeah. And that's one thing we respect them a lot for. So they're going to keep a fan in my household. Over to Disenchanted. So 2 major movies are coming out in the next year here over for Disney Plus. We have Hocus Pocus 2 and Disenchanted. Both of them are huge and have this cult-like following. They are huge, as Mark would say, huge. These Utes are huge. So Amy Adams and Maya Rudolph are seen in brand new pictures.
Yeah, so we have our first look at Disney's Disenchanted coming to Disney Plus this fall. In the photo that was released, you can see both Amy Adams and Maya Rudolph in their full royal attire. They haven't really released a tremendous amount about the plot, but we got our first look at these 2 blockbuster stars. The original movie will be streaming this Thanksgiving on Disney Plus. Diehard fans of the Enchanted series are really excited to see a sequel. The Disenchanted, like we said, is going to release on Thanksgiving Day, November 24th of 2022. Amy Adams has said that Disenchanted will have a lot more of singing and dancing, which I know that everyone loves from the first film. And that last bit of news we heard was Disney's Disenchanted is reportedly filming reshoots next month, but that was back in March.
I guess I should have put the Hocus Pocus before Disenchanted, since Hocus Pocus comes out in
Can't
Halloween.
talk, can you?
No, I can't. I'm all tongue-tied too.
Thanks, Mark.
Whenever I hear Hocus Pocus, I think of the Bugs Bunny skit with Dracula. Hocus Pocus, abracadabra.
Speaking of Hocus Pocus, oh man, that was good. I love a good Bugs Bunny reference. Love a good Bugs Bunny reference. Thank you. It made me happy. Speaking of Hocus Pocus, I know people love Hocus Pocus.
Some people do.
Somebody out there loves Hocus Pocus.
Named not Greg.
Oh, so I'm going to give this one to you, Mark. That way I keep it positive.
Well, listen, I join you on that hill, by the way, but I will still keep it positive because the witches are back. That's right. Fans of Hocus Pocus are. Man,
I would have just thrown it to Chip at that point and be like, you know what, Chip?
I actually wrote this one, and there was an alternate title for it. I was going to have Hocus Pocus 2 coming to Disney Plus on September 30th. And then I was going to say, we're back, witches.
That's good.
That's good.
Yeah, the Sanderson sisters are back this fall. So fans named not Greg are waiting.
Or Mark.
Are waiting for the official word on when Hocus Pocus 2 would be coming back. Well, they didn't have to wait any longer. Hocus Pocus 2 is going to hit Disney Plus streaming on September 30th of 2022. So you'll be able to find out what the Sanderson sisters have been up to since the first film. Again, much like Enchanted, fans of this series, they're diehard. Like Hocus Pocus is polarizing. You love it, or people are like, eh. But I'm
upset they didn't get Thora Birch to come back.
It has a diehard fan base.
Diehard. Look, I am an Enchanted fan. I will fully and freely admit it. I love Enchanted. I thought it was a cute movie. I think I watched it at the right age when my daughters were growing up, so I have a connection to it. To tie in the Sanderson sisters into the park, Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party went on sale the other day. And it seems like Disney is going all in on the Sanderson sisters. And it looks like Hocus Pocus 2 is going to be a focus of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party down here at Disney World. I'm sure they're also going to add them into Oogie Boogie Party over at Mark. Where are you going Wednesday?
So I don't know if I've told you this. I'm going to Disneyland this.
Right. So Oogie Boogie Party is over at Disneyland, which Mark is going to on Wednesday. They're going to be tying in the Sanderson sisters all over the place. The tie-in for this is perfect for around Halloween. If you find me with a noose around my neck somewhere, it's because I've heard way too much about the Sanderson sisters, and I've decided to join the other side.
Greg, hold up 1 second. We have some breaking news.
Breaking news.
I heard that Marc is going to Disneyland on Wednesday.
Marc is going to Disneyland on Wednesday. This is breaking news. We're going to take it over to our reporter, Marc Valentine in the streets. Is this true?
Marc can confirm that Marc is going to Disneyland on Wednesday. On or around Wednesday. Official word from the House of Marc, and it can be confirmed directly from an article released from Marc that he will in fact be going. Also, lots of focus on the Hocus Pocus.
Should we share a little bit of like behind the scenes how I tricked Marc into the whole COVID thing before the show started?
You tricked him into getting COVID? No, he got COVID. I don't know how we tricked Marc into getting COVID. Hey, Marc, come over here.
Gotcha.
Guess what you're taking home from Disney? A special friend.
No, I think you gave him COVID. You were the first one with it.
No. Holly and Marc got it a day or two before I did. So
okay, so true story. No joking. Greg and I are standing in line for Guardians of the Galaxy. This is before we met up with you. Mm-hmm. And there were people coughing, sneezing. It was like a hack fest in the line in the Serpentine. Mm-hmm. He and I'm not kidding. This is not a joke. This isn't hyperbole. We looked at each other in that moment and we're like, oh, this is not good. Like, I hope that we don't get sick from this. And then lo and behold, on Monday at almost the exact same point in time, the exact same moment, both he and his wife, we made the call to each other. And we're like, hey, man, I need to tell you something. I think I have COVID. And he's like, well, funny story. We also have COVID. So last week we spent last week recovering from our little gift from Guardians of the Galaxy.
The gift that keeps on giving. But we're both testing negative, so everything's good. Yes. We can go back out into the real world. Chip, you got a little sick, but you did not test positive, so everything was good there. Lacey is doing good. Right. So, yeah, and there it is. Let's talk about this upcoming week. Marc, let's go to you. Marc, what do you have coming up this week, my friend?
Yeah, so you and I had a riot on Diz Life podcast. We did a little role reversal where you interviewed me on the trip report. We talked about the Guardians of the Galaxy preview with the three of us hanging out. And then we also played a game called Ride Endlessly, Reimagine, or Wreck It.
I'm going to wreck it.
Yeah, which is the Disney version of Something, Marry, Kill. So we Disneyfied it, and we had a game where we had to pick and choose between attractions, which one we want to ride endlessly, reimagine, and then which one we want to essentially kill. Good time.
And I will say the ending was shocking. That was a shocking ending. So if you guys go out there and DizLifePodcast.com, Marc Valentine is amazing. That's why he is here with us. He is also part of the Chip and Company family here on Disney News and Review.
I've got us something here.
You got us something? Please. Something. What do you got?
You're talking about
where it is.
There we go.
Yeah. You can also get them on YouTube, where on Mondays it's you and Mousepiration Mike and myself, along with Alicia Haig and Kirk, aka Walrus Carp. What's going on with that, Marc?
Yeah, so every single Monday we have a news review show called Diz Live. You play the role of the roving reporter, walk around parks. We do giveaways to cast members. We live our best Disney lives, and of course, the news segment of that is powered by all of us here at Chip & Co. And we just have a good time. The podcast, the live stream, all of it is just our family enjoying our best Disney lives. We're having a lot of fun. We keep it positive. We keep it magical. But if you love to get more Disney and parks discussion, join us at DizLifePodcast.com. We drop a new audio episode every single week. And then we're over on YouTube, Diz Life Podcast on YouTube as well.
Ooh, they have the hat for sale there.
There it is.
So the hat, the one that Marc is not wearing, the one that we are wearing, that Mark is not wearing. Yes.
It's a good hat.
Look, I wouldn't wear it if it wasn't a good hat. I'm kind of proud of having blue hair. So for me to put on a hat must mean it's a good hat. So you can also check out all of his stuff over there. Dislike Podcast will take you to wherever you need to go. Chip, you and I, we have a few podcasts and a few shows coming up. So you're not going to answer. So if I say, hey, Chip, what do you got going on this week?
I'll be working while you're at MegaCon.
Which I'm going to be working at MegaCon. It's not like I'm just going to hang out with Kevin Smith and Giancarlo Esposito and Gina Carino and who else am I going to? I'm going to be hanging out with a whole lot of people as my phone rings while I'm doing that.
Oh, I wondered why your volume went down. I'll be hanging out with you.
Hello. You want to hear me talk to the telemarketer? Yeah. Hi. Yeah, so we have Disney Parks and Review that drops every Tuesday. Disney News and Review that drops every Thursday. We have an extra that normally drops every week. We may be starting a fourth one, and Company. So we have a lot of stuff going on. You can find Chip at chipandcompany.com on Facebook, on the web, on Instagram. We will be at MegaCon all weekend. You can find us. We'll be doing lives on TikTok. We'll be doing lives on Instagram. We'll be doing lives on YouTube. We'll be doing lives on Facebook. So we are going to be all over, including all the posts and all the celebrities and the cosplay. MegaCon Orlando is it's just a little smaller than Comic-Con out in Anaheim. MegaCon is one of the biggest on the East Coast. It's bigger than New York City's Comic-Con. They have so many major celebrities and so many. What's cool is you're down here, so you have the Disney artists and the Disney sellers and the content creators. So there's a whole lot of Disney tied into it. So join us.
You did a video too that's up on the Instagram. I'm not going to run it because it's 1.5 minutes, but
yeah, that's the B-roll footage from Comic-Con. And then last year, I became virally famous as Pikachu Guy, being chased around MegaCon by a whole bunch of Pikachus. So we'll see what kind of trouble I get into this year. And then we're going to see who we're going to have coming up on our podcast, because there's a whole lot of people that we know and are going to hang out and have conversations with.
I recommend running from Charizard this year. That's how you follow it up.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
That would be smart, but Charizard is not there as much as Pikachu is there. And wouldn't it be like Raichu? Raichu would be the evolved form of Pikachu.
I just know he's on fire, so.
You know what, Mark? I am on fire. This world is on fire. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's Disney News and Review. I normally give the last word to Chip Confer there. But this week, Mark, you're the special guest. The last word goes to you.
Disneyland.